Oscar here with another quick and dirty Tactica, Slaanesh versus Adepta Sororitas, 2000 points, 9th edition, working on Tabletop Simulator in the Tactical Tortoise Pod 19 tournament, using Retrieval Mission, playing on this map provided by Trevi with Tactical Tortoise. As you can see, his objective markers are very clear and self-promotionally. This is the Slaanesh army that we will be running today. We are running 2 detachments. A detachment of Slaanesh out of Chaos Demons, comprising of 2 squads of Demonettes, 111, 110, and 2 Greater Demons of Slaanesh, a Keeper of Secrets that's exalted to have the -1 to be wounded by range powers for that defense against all the shooting weapons that are prevalent these days, and Shalaxi, going with a named character because nobody fights in melee like Shalaxi. We have a Chaos Space Marine detachment, 2 Defilers, a Lord Discordant, and a Demon Prince, being a fire base when I need them and punch face when I need them. The switch hitter roles are really valuable in 9th edition, and even though I give up a ton of secondaries with this list, hasn't been a problem yet. We have 2 squads of troops, one with a heavy bolter, one without. Just sort of how points worked out. I have my 20-man blob of Cornate, and that's the asterisk on the title card, Chaos Space Marines, to get access to that fight twice. And you might be running a 20-man. What are you doing? But you see, I haven't said the Legion yet, and it's because I am Red Corsairs. I can advance in charge, get a warp time off of my Demon Prince, and go clear across the board. And haven't used it yet, still waiting to do it. There'll be more, or there's more where they can come from. 3 CP, pick up a Chaos Space Marine unit, return it to full strength, put it on a deployment edge. It's just nasty. And then rounding it out, we have Bikers. Marcus Slaanesh, so that they can shoot twice, but also in Red Corsairs, a very missile-like unit. The Adepta Sororitas, covering a lot more ground here. Fairly straightforward, fairly standard Valorous Heart and Bloody Rose sisters, with the exception of the Mortifiers back here hiding out with their penitent flails. They're backing the Repentia and their rhinos, Seraphim and Zeraphim, to get into the backlines. Sisters to hold points, more sisters to hold points. Very durable, very melee focused sisters here. Secondaries we ended up choosing, I chose Engage in All Fronts, Raise the Banners High, and Bring It Down. Adepta Sororitas, Engage in All Fronts, Bring It Down, Abhor the Witch. Like I said, I bleed secondaries here. Each of my Psychers is worth like 5 points. Or 8 points, 5 points from Abhor the Witch, and 2 or 3 from Bring It Down. But as you can see, Engage in All Fronts continues to be a very popular secondary. It just rewards you for doing the primary. You have to be in 4 corners to win the primary anyway. I think we're going to see that pretty commonly. So in deployment, a little bit of critique on both sides. I'll start with myself. This Keeper of Secrets is awkwardly far back because of how the Demonettes got deployed. Really took the bite out of any first turn potential, especially since the sisters got first turn. This Shalaxi is dangerously not covered here. If he had deployed, the sisters had many more deployments than they could have just lined up some Retributors here and blasted me off the table. They ended up doing that over here, using the smoke screen to block line of sight, as I did over here, and then step forward to take out a Defiler. I had a Defiler in my Firebase here, getting +1 to hit and rerolls from the Demon Prince. +1 to hit from the Lord Discordant, rerolls of 1 to hit from Demon Prince. My plan, having played this matchup before, was to use the Defilers in the bikes to pop open rhinos with Repentia, and then shoot them down so that I didn't have to deal with them because they are quite deadly. I was surprised to see the rhinos so far back, seeing as how the Repentia are their melee units. I get that he wanted to use them as a counterpunch to my inevitable assault, but you can do that with the rhinos right on the line. When the rhinos die, come out of the rhinos and then counterpunch, because I don't have a good way to follow up or kill rhinos without shooting just one at a time. Not even likely. Defiler is not known for their massive damage output. Moving on, like I said, Sisters got first turn. They move forward. They deleted this Defiler. These Mortifiers took a good number of these bikes out. But other than that, we are mostly fine. I gave a +1 invul to Shalaxi out of the Chaos Demon stratagem. He didn't fire anything over there. Waste of 2 command points. Especially since the Retributors couldn't possibly see Shalaxi. That was a little bit instinct taking over instead of good thought. So we have our Slaanesh movement turn 1. The Firebase plan completely thrown out the window because one Defiler isn't a Firebase. Throw the Lord Discordant forward to eat these multi-meltas through this squad forward to take this objective away, take this Mortifier down, and maybe get something done with these Retributors. Threw the bikes forward because I only ended up having 4 to help take this objective away, do something over here. Raised banners. It's important to keep your banners raised. This game came down to banners. We have Slaanesh end of movement turn 1. End of the turn 1. We wiped out all of the Sisters on every objective outside of their deployment zone, and we control the entire board. This is a good result for Slaanesh turn 1. If you are holding the whole board, you can really rack up those points. The trouble that Slaanesh tends to get into is that it's only so durable. It's exactly durable enough, I should say, and so you need to really get those early points because you're not going to get them in the late game. We have tagged the Repentia over here and over here. We will see how much it helps. So at the end of, or at the start of battle round 2, they pick up 5 points off the primary. They've killed one of my Defilers, but I've engaged on all fronts. This says Titan Hunter. It gets changed later. This, to be correct, this is the bring it down. So the Sisters had a very core turn 2 ahead of them, and I think they deployed successfully to achieve that mission. They have their Seraphim over here with their power swords. They have their Sephirim with their melta-guns over here, or melta-pistols. The Repentia came out to handle the assault. These fell back with their multi-meltas, still having the extra multi-melta shot. The Sisters can spend command points for 1 unit to fall back and shoot, and I feel it here. Because at the end of it, as you can see, Shalaxi is dead. The Eviscerators have eviscerated all the bikes. The Defiler hung on from the shooting. Just having 14 wounds is enough. Sometimes when you only have 4 shots, only 3 hit, 2 go through, it's just not enough to kill the Defiler on average. The key tech that kept this Lord Discordant alive is that they used their Eviscerators to kill my 20-man blob, which was sad, but it let me interrupt with the Lord Discordant and kill enough of the Repentia with his endless kitchen sink amount of attacks to keep him alive. He doesn't do a ton for the rest of the game, but he is a threat that they have to answer, which pulls firepower this way, which lets me slide on in back on this 2-4 side of the board. So, scoring for Adepta Sororitas, they got their Bring It Down the points, some more Abhor the Witch points, and some Engage points because they deep struck in all corners. I could have attempted to deny them the Engage in all fronts, but then my bikes would have been completely worthless for 2 turns. So, movement. The main reason why I didn't mind them coming down, I had a bunch of Demonettes and a bunch of Chaos Space Marines just kind of back here, along with the Defiler. So we shimmy the people around so that I'm holding all 3 objectives. The Defiler goes to take out the Seraphim, the Demonettes move, and with the Marines to take out the Seraphim. And I feel pretty secure in my backlines. The Keeper has come around to keep the pressure over here. And my Demon Prince, is also making its way over here, but we need the warp time to make it all the way over. At this point, the sisters are out of command points, so I don't have to worry about the 4+ denial. That did come up in turn 1. The sister 4+ deny is not actually a deny the witch. You can't use a miracle die for it, and he was unable to stop my 20-man Red Corsairs from coming forward. His strategy made a lot more sense when he thought he could use a miracle dice to deny that, because it meant that I would just be out in the open getting shot. But that's not the case, and I lucked out. Sometimes in 40k, better be lucky than good. So at the end of the turn, I have taken this objective from him. I have 2 monsters here. I feel pretty confident that I can withstand it because his Retributors are out of position to take shots at my Keeper of Secrets and my Demon Prince. They just maybe can get 1 multi-melta. There is another squad of Retributors here, but they only have 3 shots. I say only, they only have 3 multi-meltas, 6 shots. I say only 6 shots, but you take what you can get. As you can see, the Seraphim are all dead. The Seraphim have held on. The Demonettes were not nearly as deadly as I had hoped. But we're locked in combat, and that's all we're looking for. Keep them back there. So, started battle round 3. Like I said, they bring it down, came back. We are doing pretty good on points. We're keeping a close game. Shooting. They kill 1 Demonette, but I hold on. These people have moved forward, gonna wipe me off of this objective. I had flashbacks to the last time I fought sisters on this map. I lost the game because this banner came down. It looks like this banner's coming down. Yeah, we don't die to the multi-meltas, surprisingly. We hang on. The Mortifier charged in, got killed. Keepers of Secrets are superiority melee fighters. You can't do it. You can't kill them with just one thing, especially not with Penitent Flails. You needed Buzzsaws. I'm not sure what his plan was for that. Maybe if he had just charged the 1 Demon Prince, he could have gotten the attacks off and might have killed it, because I think it was at 3 wounds, but charging both, I don't know what the plan was. But, like I said, this banner came down, and I'm feeling it. This is made this game really hard to win. At the end of round 3, I'm barely in the lead. Slaanesh movement turn 3. We gotta deal with these sisters over here. We gotta take that objective back, and I know that means we have to give up this objective, but I don't have enough units in the back to hold all 3 objectives. I need to take these multi-meltas out, because my only asset beyond this line is this Keeper of Secrets, and I need them. I need these multi-meltas gone. They're the only things that can keep this Keeper of Secrets down at this point. Which happens. We pretty easily mop up the multi-meltas. The Defiler doesn't survive attempting to help take these Retributors out, and we don't. But I do hold the objective. The Chaos Space Marines finish off the Zephyrum in shooting. Turn 4, the Sisters are mostly just going for little tactical plays, hold objective. Yeah, so moving on to turn 5, the end of 5, because we had to talk it out. My opponent had to leave. This Rhino should be over here to get more behind enemy line points. I raise a banner because you score on the at the end of game as well as at the start of the command phase, and that's important because it would have been we destroy a Rhino over here. We needed every point we could grab in this last battle round because it's a 85-84. Without that last banner, it would have been an 84-84 tie again. And I'm glad I was able to avoid that fate. With that, this has been Over Mosca bringing you another pictorial battle report. I appreciate all your time, and I hope you have a good rest of the weekend.